I gotta dispel things here. This is level 3 storytelling. Level 3.5 because we're making a few more connections. Hey, welcome back. Blue Sky Day! I am the story sentence coach. I'm the writer of this book, and I'm the sky notes artist. I take pictures of the sky. The sky is just blue today. So it's kind of a boring picture, but yeah, so you just add little things. Is that a preview for this one? No, this is the Zeigarnik Effect. It is kind of. Yeah. I always do these. So the trick to ideation is you just go with the flow. You just say whatever comes to your head. But since you're so programmed as a robot, you will give an example of something that you're going to teach right beforehand. So that was sideways storytelling. This is how you create these open loops. And so I'll introduce something, and maybe some other story comes to an end. I'll forget what I was talking about, and then you can ask me in the comments below, hey, can you tell us more about this or that? And if it's not too high of a level, I'm just kidding. Yeah, and I'll answer. And I'm going to emphasize levels 1 through 3.5 for storytelling patterns. I gamified this at one time. So the Zeigarnik Effect is that what happens is you remember things that you haven't finished. All right, and this links up with the artistic license thing I talk about. So with artistic license is you'll introduce something in a story, and using artistic license, or the Zeigarnik Effect, if I'm pronouncing it right, then you can bounce back to that later. And this one YouTuber was saying, well, yeah, that's how you have these different characters, and you want to separate them so that you can cut back and forth between them. And if you know how opportunity evaluation and attestment go, the attestment where you get to what matters the most, cut it off before attestment. And then you can make people jump out of their seats by going back to it at the attestment time, at what matters the most. And the opportunity will follow that. So let's see. Okay. So have I said this? There's a 2-minute meditation YouTube short by Deepak Chopra and Jimmy Fallon. And this one, I don't know what's going on here. It's the good AI, I think. But anyway, whenever I watch that one, I start seeing all these philosophers and world thinkers, all different types of. I haven't seen Gandhi yet, but I saw J. Krishnamurti, who's a huge Indian thinker. And so you see all these guys, and Deepak, right? You get more Deepak videos, and so you get all these philosophers, and that just feeds my my storytelling technique, because there's this one with J. Krishnamurti, and he says, who will undertake this? Who will just throw out all the gurus, throw out all those philosophies, and try to get at what is really there? He was seeking the eternal. No, I'm just seeking the storytelling pattern, and so I just follow the storytelling pattern. And man, I gotta dispel this. I forgot to dispel it. I can do this, and then I'll do a clip of it in the beginning. All right, so I gotta dispel things here. This is level 3 storytelling, level 3.5, because we're making a few more connections. And it's level 1 through 3 because I talk about, hey, look around. I'm looking around, right? Watch my eyes. Even though I look at you guys a lot, I'm trying to save my hide from going over like the wrong size rock or stick. Sorry about that. I had to delete some videos. Don't worry, they're backed up double. Let's see. So these things show up in your feed is where I was at, something like that. So then, and so the Zeigarnik Effect. So you remember things clearly that are unfinished, and then once they're finished, you forget about it. So I must finish a lot of things. And they studied this with waiters. However, I'm still going with my catharsis idea, because here's what happened, and my sideways storytelling. What happens is the Zeigarnik doesn't take into account the learning from it. So these waiters, even though they were cognizant of certain details of waiting on the table when the check was still open, and then they forgot details once the check was closed. They were learning things, and they have yet to learn other things. So they're learning about how to serve people, and how not to serve people. I always have to throw that in, because what you're doing every second of every day, you're reading your situation and you're reacting to it by making a connection. But what you do is you write yourself into it or out of it. And so there you go. You don't even have to go into the fact that we're reading the situations wrong. It's that we're choosing the wrong things. Or maybe that's like judgment. So you're choosing the wrong things, right? But and then other people will say, well, no, I didn't even notice that. And then you get into the Zeigarnik Effect. So what I'm doing now, and this is the point in the book now, I'm explaining that that's fun. That was fun that it came last night. I think it came last night. And I was thinking, I'm gonna spend all my time, and how you have to think of your reader as a writer, as someone who knows the story pattern, who does the story pattern every second of the day, just like you. That every day, everybody writes a book, right? There's like 200 to 600 pages of your interactions with the world. I'm going down the street, I notice the trees go by, right? And I'm making all these connections. I'm making more connections than I could ever tell you about. But it's about 200 to 300 pages worth of connections. And so your readers are doing that, and you really have to think of your readers, that you're satisfying your readers' needs for opportunities, right? We're switching the point of view. Your reader needs opportunities, evaluations, and they need to go through the Zeigarnik Effect, or catharsis, or sideways storytelling. What am I? Okay, so I'm creating, and then this book. Did I even do the dispel? So this, I'm writing a book in a week, and this is chapter 18, and this is the second video on the last day. Four chapters a day, 4 videos a day, and you know, every day I do these videos for an hour, and it turns out that I speak at the rate of about 8,000 to 10,000 words an hour, and sometimes I go over the hour. I don't think any one of these will be over 10,000 words, and it'll be shorter. It'll probably be shorter than 200 pages. And then this is a low level book, because what I'm doing is I'm making this available to anyone who shows up on this channel. If you just click on this channel, you're on chapter 18 of writing a book in a week. Absolutely fine. You can start here. Because what happens is so few authors get to the 18th chapter of their book. This area, is it 60% through? 80% through? something like that. Do the math for me. And yeah, it's definitely the last third. Scary math skills. So my main goal is to spread awareness. There's a story pattern. Hey, watch these videos from the beginning. I put the chapter titles in, the chapter numbers in, the title, so you'll be able to find it. I'll make a list for it, a special list for it. You just click on the list and it'll play automatically. It gets to show how smart I am. that I actually figure out things. And then it primes writing students to get to that 4th level, to get to that 5th level where you really study stories on an analytical level and find out that we're all robots, that we just follow this pattern, and we'll argue with each other to make this pattern work, because you'll talk about an opportunity, then someone will smack you down. Like, you can't write a book in a week. Oh, if you do write a book, it's going to be a low-level book. Yeah. Right? Just to satisfy the requirement that you go from opportunity to what's your role there. And then I can say, well, no. Okay. So yeah, not a lot of people can write a book in a week in this fashion, but there are so many writers out there, aspiring writers, haven't started this book idea they've had for 20 years. I have book ideas that I started writing down. I'm trying to, they're at least 13 years old. I have a list of all these picture books that I wanted to make. I started off in picture books and then moved my way up the ladder. That's kind of like what I was talking about yesterday, where you gotta move up the ladder of your problems until you solve your biggest problems at the end. I didn't know, and I couldn't see the biggest problems yesterday. I was totally living the book. Let me preview chapter 19, because we're getting to the end of this book. Wow, it's amazing. I'm grateful. I got here because I put my time in. I made over 100 videos. It's like 24 hours of video. Imagine watching yourself for hours on end. It's annoying. I'm a great guy. I love myself. But come on, shut up. Yeah. Oh yeah, and then this book lets me explore story patterns. So I'm exploring things, and so how I gamify it's levels 1 through 3. There's ranks. There's ranks for each level. So I forgot that the observation interval, it answers the question, what's going on? What's going on, right? You're looking around. What's going on? Okay, and then when you make the connection, that's level 2, and that's where you find beginnings and endings. This is the ending of this one. Preview sequels. I wrote down preview sequels. I don't even remember. You get the ideas for the sequels at the end. I remember this from when I was writing my young adult superhero book. I got all these ideas at the end of the book. I mean, that's a clue. That's a clue that you've got a great book, you've got a series, because you're extending beyond the ending. And that's what we're going to do next time with this book. Later.